Hello everyone. We are talking about series which is wheel within a wheel. We have seen precession of the equinox. We have also seen the specific numbers which are there. Now these are also some magical numbers which are very important. Let's see one by one what is this numbers and how they occur into our everyday life. So I'll just try to take few of the examples for each of the number. That is 216. 21,600 is the number of breaths that we take in a day. The diameter of the moon is 2,160 miles. We'll also talk in details about diameter of the moon because we have to take and consider ratios of moon, earth and sun and also the distances between them. We have the ratio of the pyramid to the earth as 1 is to 43,200. This has also been given in detail in the book by the name of Fingerprints of God, page number 418. We'll also see on some of the websites pertaining to this 432 hertz, which is music. Anything pertaining to 432 hertz is been recommended for healing of your mind. Now, if you look at this website, if you see the author, he says he has no doubt that the pyramid is a 43,200 is to one scaled model of the earth. If you go on this website, you'll be able to identify when you keep this pyramid on the earth's diameter, you'll be able to get those pictures. Apart from that, yes, this is one of the pics that you'll be seeing on this video. Of course, this circle and the square as well as the triangle. Now we also know that the circle, triangle and the square, which are being mentioned also in this pic on this video on this website, these are again something related to sacred geometry or esoteric understanding. So this is something in detail which we'll try to maybe figure out later on. This will probably start when the number goes to 6,660. That is again something as an important number. We'll tell about that number when we start with sacred geometry or the esoteric way. So if you see this further more of on this website, you'll be finding various things together. So probably this has been mentioned over here, the ratios of the earth to the moon and then the triangle. This is one of the famous paintings of Leonardo da Vinci. So we'll probably try to see this also in details when we start on sacred geometry, because this is also something very important. You can see the square over here, and apart from the square, you can also see a circle. If you want to see more of in details, probably you can just go through this website. You'll be able to get some glimpse about that. But yes, of course, we need to discuss this more of. So if you want to keep on learning this kind of things, probably you can just contact us. We'll probably try to help you with rest of the stuff for understanding this bigger cycles also, as well as the smaller cycles which may be tending for smaller time frames. More of in detail. So that was regarding the number 432. If we go ahead, probably we see the number which is 864. Now, 8.64 light years is the distance from our sun to Sirius. Now, we have seen or discussed about Sirius in various videos which were there previously. 8,64,000 miles is the diameter of the sun. Now you can just see that, okay, all these numbers probably are more of coincidence, but yes, this is how these numbers are very important in terms of our daily life. One day, which is again 86,400 seconds. Now, this was regarding the number 864. If we go further for the number 108, 108 is a very important number. The radius of the moon is 1080 miles. And if you see the diameter, that is double of that, which is 2,160 miles that we have already seen previously. Now, something which is really amazing for this part, which is to do with the sun, the moon, and the earth, is distance between sun and earth is 108 times diameter of sun, and sun's diameter is 108 times earth's diameter. So it's like if you see a pictorial view of all these things together, right? So between the moon and the earth, you can find somewhere around a distance of 108 moons. Same way, if we see the sun, it can fit across 108 Earths. Not only that, but the distance between the sun and the Earth is also where 108 suns can fit inside. Now, probably this is something which is really amazing. The entire universe or the entire solar system is in harmonics. We see the specific numbers which have been repeating every now and then. Not only that, if you see in terms of astrology, probably for the moon, we know that there are 27 nakshatras and there are 4 padas which are also called as quarters, and if you multiply that, we get a number which is 108. Not only that, the mala which is being used for jap, which is jap mala, that also has 108 bits. Now, again, something really interesting, and that's why probably in Hinduism we have this number 108, which has been considered as very auspicious. Probably there are different reasons for that, but yes, again, if you see the ratios of Earth, Moon, Sun together, the distances between them, these are in harmonic. These are all harmonic, right? So this is something which is really important and interesting for us to understand. So here the distances have been given in terms of the moon's diameter, the sun's diameter, the distance between the moon to earth, and also from the earth to the sun. And that's why probably we are able to, if this was not there, if this was not falling into the harmonics part, probably we wouldn't have been able to see eclipses as we see. In Hinduism, we have got 4 yugas. The Kali Yuga, which is there, which is 4,32,000 years. The Dwapar Yuga has been considered as double of the Kali Yuga. So it goes to 8,64,000 years, which is just 2x. Again, the Treta Yuga is been considered as 3 times the Kali Yuga, which comes to 12,96,000 years. The Satya Yuga is almost 4 times of the Kali Yuga, which comes to 17,28,000 years. And if you consider all these things together, probably that goes to 10x. So this is how it has been divided together. Not only these numbers, again, if you see these numbers which are there, 4,32,000, 8,64,000, 12,96,000. These are the same numbers: 432, 864, 1296, 728. So these are the same numbers which are being repeated again and again. And then it's not that, okay, we have seen this only in the Indian mythology, but we are also able to see this in maybe the Mayan calendar. So this is the Mayan long calendar. Again, something which is very specific pertaining to the Mayan long count calendar is, if you see, one tune is 360 days. So they have considered a year as 360 days and not as 365. Of course, they need to have some, they used to balance these days approximately around certain period which is there. So this comes to around 1 solar year. Then we have 2 tunes, which is double of that. 6 tunes, it comes to 2160 days. We have 1 khatun, which is, if you see in terms of multiples, it is somewhere around 20 years, 20 solar years, or it is called as 20 tunes, which is again something really important. Why? Because the Mayans considered 20 as the base. Just like in Hinduism, we have a base of 10. So everything is being calculated, let's say 4 plus 3, 7 plus 2, 9 plus 1, 10. So 10 was the basis, the decimal numbers as such specifically. So in Mayan, 20 was being considered as the base number, and all the calculations were being done on the basis of that. 20 and 13 were the basic numbers which have been considered. So we have Khatun, which is again coming to 20 years approximately, 20 tunes. We have 1 Baktun, which is 20 Khatuns, and accordingly we can just consider that together. So which is coming to around 2000 years and the number of days. So if you see the numbers, 720 to 160, 720, 144. So we see that these numbers are again repeated every now and then. Not only that, if you want to study more about the Mayan calendar as such, so you can go on Wikipedia. Probably there are various books which have been written, and you can just find out about them more of in detail. The next part, which is again something really important for us to understand, is something called as the Platonic solids, the Platonic cycles which have been considered. Again, if you consider the Platonic solids, again, if you consider the Platonic cycles which are there, we would again be able to see the same numbers. Platonic solids are again something which are very important in terms of sacred geometry. We'll try to understand more about that once we start with the sacred geometry topic and probably try to understand more about this. Again, going on this website which has been given over here, these are the 5 basic platonic solids that we are able to see. And again, the angles which are been associated with this, we would be able to discuss this more of in details and try to find more about that. So this is the table which is over here. If we see the platonic solids, the angles which are been associated with these platonic solids are nothing much apart from the sacred numbers that we are talking about, magic of numbers, which is we are again able to see the same numbers which have been given over here. So the same numbers 144, 216, 6480, 25,929. Again, the same numbers have been there together, which are also associated with the degrees. Again, these solids are three dimensionals, and what is being considered is we will be able to understand the geometry of the stock market only and only if we consider all the graphs in terms of three-dimensional paths. So that's why secant geometry is very important for us to understand, and probably we'll try to discuss more of in details when we start with the topic of sacred geometry. How to use these numbers is something which is really interesting. Probably if you try to use these numbers in the market, will understand the importance of these numbers. So if you want to keep on learning this kind of things, probably you can just contact us. We'll probably try to help you with rest of the stuff for understanding these bigger cycles also, as well as the smaller cycles which may be tending for smaller time frames. Fine. So we'll again meet you with some interesting videos similar to this. Thank you so much. Bye. Take care.